Good morning and welcome to the Black History Quick Dive. This morning we're taking a look at rap and hip hop and its influence on American music and culture. In Harlem and the South Bronx of New York City in the late 70s, rap and hip hop rose as a response to two things: the economic and political inequality during the post-60s civil rights era and the black arts movement in the 60s and 70s. Soon, hip hop became a lucrative industry that presented new forms of musical production that continue to evolve and shift the musical landscape to this day. Rap and hip hop began in the 70s on the streets of the Bronx. It began as a form of pure showmanship at block parties and other gatherings at parks and rec centers. The origins of hip hop music can mainly be categorized by four main pillars, although it contains multiple forms of artistic expression that don't fit neatly into any specific category. The first pillar is DJing. Prior to the inception of hip hop, it had never been done before, and the art completely revolutionized the sound and texture of the music. It also allowed DJs to become a kind of orchestrator, basically using their turntables like a conductor would use their baton. The second pillar is rapping or MCing, which is using the voice to flow rhythmically and rhyme over the beats produced by DJs. Both DJing and rapping draw on traditions of black gospel call and response, West African storytelling, and Jamaican remixing and music sampling. The third pillar is graffiti painting. Now, sometimes graffiti gets a bad reputation and is tied to images of social decay, but the truth is that many graffiti artists are immensely talented, and some of the work they create serves as a direct challenge to the notion that beautiful art is only found in fancy museums or galleries. The fourth and final pillar is breakdancing, a style of dance that encompasses flavor, style, and acrobatic agility. Now, we can't talk about hip hop and rap without talking about the people and personalities that made the music. Groups like Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five were pioneers of the genre and helped lay the groundwork for folks that would come after, with their lyrical agility and social commentary. One of the most politically charged music groups in history, Public Enemy, entered the scene in the late 80s. They employed the rhetoric of black nationalism and black militancy and embraced revolutionary ideas like overthrowing the government. Their hit single, Fight the Power, was released in 1989 and tackled racism head-on and called on black people to challenge and fight back against white supremacy. In the late 80s, rappers Too Short, NWA, and Ice-T had already pioneered hip-hop on the West Coast, coming out of economically depressed areas in Los Angeles and Oakland. Their lyrics often reflected personal experiences. Some of NWA's most popular and most controversial songs served as a direct response to the police brutality they witnessed in their own neighborhoods and questioned the very legitimacy of policing, an institution that many felt was only there to surveil and harass black people. Regional differences played a major role in the evolution of rap styles and content. As hip-hop moved further and further into the mainstream, older Americans in general often viewed it as a symbol of everything that was wrong in working-class black communities. Some of the backlash toward hip-hop in the 90s centered on discomfort with the controversial lyrics which painted an explicit picture of what many people called ghetto life. Hip-hop also saw significant viewpoints and innovation from black women MCs. Black women stepped into the male-dominated genre and offered new perspectives and musical revolutions. They shifted the tone of rap music to foregrounding black feminist messaging and spoke to a different view on racial and class politics through their music. Like their male counterparts, black women MCs also garnered commercial success and critical acclaim. Lauryn Hill's first solo album, The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, released in 1998, achieved amazing success and won 5 Grammys. Hip-hop is now a global phenomenon that has been embraced by many cultures. Today, as hip-hop becomes even more mainstream, it's important to remember its cultural roots as a method of self-expression, rebellion, and advocating against white supremacy. Let's not forget how black rappers use the art form to fight against social injustice while creatively bringing forth innovation and activism within the black community. Thanks for tuning in.